My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Jeepers Creepers 2. And when I first watched this movie a few years back, I hated it. I thought it was one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. I never found it scary, I never found it entertaining. I hated it. But just like the first movie, I decided to give it another chance. Maybe I like it this time. Maybe it's not as bad as I remember. So I put it in, and you know what? The movie is even worse. It's even worse. This movie is atrocious. Typically, I write down notes after I watch movies to have some sort of structure to my review, but there's just nothing to really say about this one. There's nothing that this movie does well or even decent. It is a relentlessly boring movie. And it's just one that never entertained me. It's never engaging. It's just so dull. The cast of characters don't stand out in any way. They just feel like generic characters that don't really have any bit of impact. They feel like cliches and nothing more, and not a single actor can elevate them. The directing is once again atrocious. I know the guy's an evil piece of shit and all that, but he's also a terrible director. There's not an ounce of atmosphere or tension in this movie. It doesn't have any bit of energy to it. It doesn't have a bit of personality and style. It's a very boring movie to look at. Like, you've got this great location of a school bus, and they just do nothing with it. It's just people standing around inside. Like, if you look at movies like Buried or Phone Booth or even Speed, even though the bus moves and it's not all in one location but close enough, they find ways to keep those movies engaging, to keep the movie evolving. And here it's just a bunch of people standing in a school bus the entire movie. Like, that is it. They do nothing with it. You know, instead of having the bus be stuck on the side of the road, maybe have it that he's hunting them down while they're driving through this great wide open space of nothing, and they are, trying to speed up the bus. Like, make it like Speed, but with the Jeepers Creepers hot on their trail. Like, that could have been fun, but it's just in one location, everyone's inside for most of the movie, and when they do eventually leave the movie, they're just in a boring wide open field. So it's just so stagnant. And I mentioned the story. Like, the movie begins with this tragic event that has zero emotional weight to it. I couldn't have cared less. They tried to make the Jeeper Creeper kind of like Freddy in this movie, and I think they completely failed at it. It just felt like a desperate attempt to make him interesting, but it just felt really off to me. And the fact that he has like these battering things that he uses to take down the bus just feels very odd. Like, this creature has his own utility belt with its own set of weapons. It's just, I know I'm exaggerating there, but it's really dumb. What else can I really say about this movie? I think that's it. Like, I don't even like the first movie. I think it's really bad and boring. So the bar's not very high, but man, this movie just, there's nothing to like about it. I guess some of the practical effects are decent, and there's one scene where the characters are bored, so they just get on top of the bus and start suntanning, and that's slightly humorous. That's it. Yeah, that's my review. I don't get how anyone could like this movie. I know it has its fans, but to me, it's just relentlessly boring. There's just nothing about it that stands out. I was never entertained. I was never engaged. I was just waiting for this movie to end the entire time. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, and I swear it feels over 3 hours. It just drags. There's no bit of momentum or energy or any sort of pacing or structure to it. It's just, I despise this movie. Like, I got two very small positives, but this is very close to a 0 out of 10, but I'm still going to go ahead and give it a 0.5 out of 10. So, I hate the first movie, I despise the second movie, and apparently 3 and 4 are even worse. So, I guess I got that to look forward to. This franchise is just, it's gonna. Anyways, what did you think of Jeepers Creepers 2? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.